Hi guys, right, so today you can hear in the background I'm playing a track that I've created on GarageBand, which is something I do a lot. Sometimes I create tracks and nothing happens with them for a long time. Other times I write songs and sometimes I think, that song will go with that track. So what happened a few days ago was I was writing a song and I thought to myself, that would go with this song, this track, which I called Speak My Mind. And I had some lyrics and I was just like, yeah, this is good. And I wrote the song, and the song was really about a time in my life when I was struggling with mental health problems, and I found myself speaking my mind out loud for all to hear, with kind of verbal diarrhea. So I just never stopped talking at this point, and part of the reason for that was that I had spent a lot of time not able to speak because I had lost my memory and the power of speech after an accident that I had in 2002. And so when I started to speak again, it all became quite new to me. And I suppose I was exploring the experience of relearning to speak. And at this point I had become able to speak again, and my vocabulary was increasing. It wasn't completely back, but it was better than it had been for a very long time. So anyway, I was in this pub. The song is about this experience where I've gone to a pub, and suddenly I'm walking down the street and suddenly I recognise this place, and I think to myself, I've been here before, and this was at the point where I was in this pub speaking my mind and literally speaking about my whole life experience as I remembered it at the time. I think I told my whole life story that day. And then I got on the pool table and I was playing pool with myself because there was nobody else around at the time. And then later on somebody came into the bar and put £1 on the side of the table and said, I'll play the winner. And I was just like, well, that's me. I'm the winner. I'm the victor here. So I decided to play the game with him, and we played a few games together. However, I was losing every single game and I didn't realise why. I didn't understand why, because I was pretty good at playing pool in my heyday, but at this point in time I wasn't very good at it. But the main reason I wasn't very good at it was because I was speaking my mind. So every thought that came into my mind was being spoken. That's the end of the track anyway. I don't know if you heard that or if you could hear it, but hopefully you heard some of it over my speaking. Anyway, I was talking to myself under my breath and saying, he's going to pop the red ball and he's going to pop the white ball and he's going to miss this shot, and basically planning out where I was going to go next, but out loud. And because I was doing it all out loud, I was losing, and it was very frustrating, not knowing what I was doing, that I was actually sabotaging myself. And at some point the guy shouted over to me, I love a person who speaks their mind. And that's when I realised why I was losing. I was giving the game away. So anyway, in this song, that's what I was kind of trying to convey. However, last night I was sitting at home and I thought to myself, it's not really very positive message. It's not a very good message. I'm trying to create a song that people are going to want to listen to. And people like to listen to positive things. People like to get a message from a song. They like to get into it because it says something, it speaks something to them. And speaking your mind is actually about being very honest, which is fine, you know. In that song that I wrote about the pool game, I was speaking my mind. I was being very honest about what was going through my mind, almost too honest. So that's not positive, that's quite negative really, because it had a negative impact on me. I do write a lot about mental health, and I think that's important, but I think positive mental health is as good as bad mental health when you're writing a song. So also I think it's very important to have a message, you know. And I think the message is I speak my mind. When I speak my mind, I'm being honest, I'm being truthful, I'm not hiding, which can lead, if you are hiding, it can lead to bad mental health. So I speak my mind to be honest, to open myself up, to say what I truly think and feel. So when I named the track "Speak My Mind," I named it according to the sound of the tune that goes through the track. That was the first thing that came to my mind. So I named it "Speak My Mind," and whenever people saw that on the list of tracks, "Speak My Mind," everybody was like, "Oh, I want to hear that song." And I was like, well, I haven't actually written the song. All I've done is created a track. And the only reason I named it that was because it had a sort of a ring to it through the track. The chorus part of the track sounded like it was saying, "I speak my mind." So that's why I called it that. And that's what I do, you know, when I'm creating a piece of music, I want to remember what piece of music what goes where, do you know. So when I want to listen to it again, I know what it's called. I have to name it. I can't just put a number on it and say that's that track, because I won't remember it. I have a memory problem. So I remember it by the tune that I heard when I created the track. So anyway, last night I was sitting here at home and I decided that the message wasn't good enough for the track. And in fact, I decided to completely change the track. So I haven't got rid of it. It's still a track. It's still called "Speak My Mind." But I have started to create a new track. And the reason is because I want to have a more positive message and be much stronger, for it to be a much stronger message to people. And so that's where it's at the moment.